Howie the Butcher here. This video is about pickled vegetables. Garden time of year, I love it. Got all kinds of good stuff from my garden. In fact, all of this is going to be stuff that came out of my garden. But we're going to start with the brine ingredients first. Very simple. 1/3 of a cup of canning pickling salt. You can use table salt also, but that's what I chose to use. 3 cups of white vinegar. 3½ cups of water. And for a little kick, I put in 1 teaspoon of this ghost pepper sauce that I got off the internet. It doesn't take a lot of it, but I want a little fire with it. This is going to be a dill hot pickled veggies. You can use many different vegetables. We'll go over that in a second. That's all there is to it. The brine: salt, vinegar, water, hot sauce. And we're going to heat it. I'm going to let it simmer just a little bit, and I'm going to let it cool down. It doesn't have to be hot all the way before I pour it on the top of the veggies. We brought our brine almost to a boil, not quite, just barely starting to simmer. Like I said, again, I don't want it too hot when I put it in the jar, so don't crack the jar or whatever. So, I'm going to start by putting a generous amount of dill in the bottom of the jar. This is from last year's garden. I don't have my stuff ready yet, but I've got extra and I froze, so that worked out great. This is the leftover remnants of my green onions. I'm going to put those puppies in there. We're going to call them pearl onions. I don't know if that's exactly what they are, but that's what I'm going to call them. So we're going to get that onions in there. Alright, now green pepper, bell peppers from my garden. Once again, we're going to dump those in there. I'm only going to do part of them because I want to make sure I have room for my okra. And these little puppies from my garden, they're called lunchbox peppers. They are such a sweet little pepper. They're awesome. I only got a few of them because I eat them as fast as they grow. Alright. Last but not least, one of my favorites. One of these things, you either love it or you hate it. Okra. I love it. So we're going to put in as much as we can in this jar. Make that about as much as I can get in there. Alright, so now I'm going to carefully pour the brine on top of it till it covers it. This is a 2-quart jar that I'm using. You might prefer to use smaller jars, and you can do a different variety. And just like that. We'll put the lid on. I'm going to let it cool down, and we're going to put it in the refrigerator. It'll probably be a couple weeks before it really starts to get good though. But once you get it pickled, look at that, isn't that pretty? Them peppers in there. Who wouldn't want to get that for a gift? But it's a great snack. Great to put on a relish tray if you're having company. There you are. Simple recipe. Hope you enjoy this recipe. Till next time, if you don't know meat, know your meat man.